Mr. Chair, I move to approve the minutes of July 9th, 2012.
Second.
Motion made and seconded to approve the minutes of July 9th. Are there any additions, corrections, deletions? Hearing none, call for the vote. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. There is no public comment this morning unless anyone from the public would like to comment. Seeing none, we'll move on to the agenda. Our first item on the agenda is employee recognition. This morning, each quarter, we have a committee that selects an employee above and beyond and an employee who of the quarter. And we have several nominations this morning. The first thing we're going to do is award the employee above and beyond. We had one group nominated for this award this quarter, and that is a group of Detective Dan Durden, Sergeant Alan Stoll, and Sergeant Rob Snoz of the Sheriff's Office. On April 16, 2012, the Sheriff's Office received a report of a missing rafter on the Shales River near Doty. The rafter was identified as Daniel Kuhn from the Olympia area. An extensive search was conducted by the Shales Fire Department's Swiftwater Rescue Team, but unfortunately the search ended with no sign of Mr. Kuhn. On April 19, 2012, at about 6 p.m., Sergeant Snoz, Sergeant Stoll, and Detective Reardon went out to a stretch of the river near where Mr. Kuhn had last been seen. Sergeant Stoll and Detective Reardon donned their Swiftwater gear and began searching for the body, while Sergeant Snoz assisted from shore. While searching in about 5 feet of water, Sergeant Stoll discovered the body. The 3 deputies then put their skills to work while navigating the deep water, swift current, and heavy rainfall. Their teamwork eventually paid off as Mr. Kuhn was brought back to shore. So I think those gentlemen are here this morning. Gene, Steve, one of you guys want to come up before we receive this order? This award is given in recognition of above and beyond, since it means that people have done their job and gone above the call of duty that these gentlemen did in this case. They didn't necessarily have to go back out there looking pretty much on their own time to do this, and that's why this award is given. So I appreciate your work. Thank you. Yes, I was on you know, I'm sure, yeah. The Employee of the Quarter Award goes to someone who's provided ordinary service to the county and to the county's residents in an extraordinary way. We have four nominees for this award this month, and I would like them to stand when I read the description of what they've done and what they've been nominated for. The first nominee is Don Driscoll. Don is employed by Lewis County as a facilities maintenance technician. He routinely checks inmates out of Lewis County Jail to perform community labor services. The person who nominated him observed inmates in the community supervised by Mr. Driscoll. On May 9, 2012, Mr. Driscoll was supervising the inmates working on the grounds using power equipment outside of the historic courthouse. The inmates were within direct supervision of Mr. Driscoll. They both had proper safety equipment and they were working diligently. Lieutenant P comments, he's always pleasant to work with and fully understands and appreciates the rules and regulations we have in place regarding inmate labor. While these rules can be somewhat restrictive and inconvenient for those supervising inmates, Don never complains and can always be counted upon to be in full compliance with our expectations and mission. Additionally, he treats the inmate laborers with courtesy and respect, regardless of why they may be in jail, and in spite of his personal feelings may be. In the many years Don has supervised inmates, I cannot ever recall having an inmate complain about him, and that in itself is a huge compliment to Don. Thank you, Don.
Thank you.
Next nominee for Employee of the Quarter is Ellen Marmon. On June 23rd, at approximately 9:26 a.m., Communications Officer Ellen Marmon received a 911 cell phone call from a 5-year-old boy who stated that Daddy was very sick and needed a doctor. I might add that this was first, I think, registered as kind of a crank call by Ellen, because she gets these kind of things all the time. The only address information that the 5-year-old was able to provide was number 3. Ellen was able to locate an address for the residents within a minute or two using available technology and immediately dispatched the Riverside Fire Authority and AMR units to the scene. Due to her experience and dedication to her position, she was able to locate an address and send the necessary aid units to the scene, where the father of the 5-year-old boy was having a seizure and had fallen. In addition, the Communications Center worked as a team to locate responsive adult to respond to the residents for care and custody of the 2 children who were 5 and 3 years old. The father was transported via ambulance to Providence Hospital where he was treated. Thank you, Ellen. Third nominee is Ann Whitbeck. Ann has been the environmental planner of Lewis County Public Works for 1 year. She has an exceptional level of work experience and performance. She works tirelessly in the evening hours to get the environmental piece completed to ensure that projects can stay on track, in essence, keeping the mission of Public Works moving forward. Her enthusiasm and her ability to problem solve and think outside the box, all the while adhering to strict environmental permitting, has resulted in a significant increase in productivity in this division. She is genuine, and that genuineness comes across to virtually everyone with whom she comes into contact. Lewis County is well served by Ann's extra efforts. Thank you, Ann. And finally, the last nominee is Sean Lakey. Sean here. Sean Lakey is in the auditor's office. She is a positive, forward-thinking individual who is always a pleasure to work with. She shows initiative and provides excellent customer service when you ask her a question or for assistance. Sean spent 3 afternoons resolving a health insurance coverage issue with the insurance company, a large local pharmacy. She went above and beyond, staying on the phone with both the insurance and the pharmacy together, number by number, code by code, to find where the problem was. Sean truly provided excellent internal customer service, keeping me informed through emails, calls, and in person. Sean Lakey with the honor. And so, we'd like all of you folks to come forward.
Several things there.
Okay. Now you want to individually with us? Okay, so thank you all for your outstanding service. You're greatly appreciated, and I want you to know this is the kind of stuff we like to do. The recipient for the second quarter of the employee of the quarter is Eleanor. And they want to get a picture of each one of you with us individually. So
Step on it.
Step.
come on, Archie.
Let's go with the sheet.
This is the
All right, let's file.
going above and beyond and an employee of the quarter are indicative of the very, very fine county staff that we have. And I know that sometimes it may appear that you're unappreciated, but the work that our county staff does is appreciated by the county commissioners very much, and I assure you by your supervisors and the public who benefit from your great work. So thank you very, very much. Mr. Chairman, I move to approve the notice agenda, item 1, resolution 12-236.
I second that.
Motion is made and seconded to approve the notice agenda. One item, please read that into the record.
Item 1, notice of hearing regarding ordinance 1240 relating to amending Lewis County Code 12.15 regarding road vacations. Hearing will be held on or after 10 a.m. on July 30th, 2012. This is resolution number 12-236.
Larry.
Larry Esselman, Real Estate Services Manager, speaking to item number 1, resolution 12-236. In the matter of ordinance 1240, amending Lewis County Code 12.15 regarding road vacations. Lewis County Code 12.15 provides for the county to receive monetary compensation as a condition of vacating its county road rights of way. Although Lewis County Code 12.15 does not specify compensation amounts, recent road vacations have required compensation of 30% of the appraised value of the right-of-way. This resolution would set July 30th, 2012 as a date for hearing to consider ordinance 1240 to amend Lewis County Code 12.15 to further specify when compensation will be required and at what levels. For vacations of right-of-way established 25 or more years prior to the date of the request for vacation, no compensation would be required. For those rights-of-way established 10 years or more prior to the date of the request for vacation, but less than 25 years prior, compensation will be required at 30% of the appraised value. And for rights-of-ways established less than 10 years prior to the date of request of vacation, the compensation will be equal to the amount the county originally paid for the property or at 100% of appraised value if the appraised value is greater than the purchase price. But at no time will the county be reimbursed less than what the county originally paid for the property. The approved administrative fees will continue to be applicable to road vacations as well as the reimbursement for publication costs.
Larry, some of this appears somewhat confusing since there's 3 different categories. It appears to be that if you've had it established between 10 and 25 years, you're going to go out and bill these people for road vacation?
They would pay 30% of the appraised value.
So we vacated a road between 10 and 25 years ago, and we're just sending the bill now?
That's if the road was established as a county roadway between 10 and 25
Okay,
years.
if it was established, not if the vacation was established.
That's correct. It would be a current request for vacation.
This issue came up because the folks that questioned, they purchased property that had a road easement on it, and were asking that the road easement be vacated. The road had never been built, and this was an ancient roadway that was put on their property that nobody was using it. They just wanted to get the thing out of the county's hands, put it in their own hands, and they're perfectly willing to pay the taxes on it and so on. So that's where this came up, and they came to me with the idea that we were going to charge them $11,000 to vacate this roadway, which we had never used and never developed. And an issue of fairness in my mind was that we shouldn't be charging someone for something that we've never taken advantage of and never used. So that's where we sat down with the attorneys and tried to come up with some kind of a package that would be reasonable and not penalize the property owner for having not even had a part in this vacation to start with. And that's where this change in the ordinance is coming from.
Yeah, and an additional area I think that needs to be clarified is that when we go out and get an easement for a road or for some other purpose, we pay for it. And generally we pay for it at fair market value. So the point is that if we then subsequently do a vacation, this establishes the rate at which we can recover from what we've already paid. And so what we're saying is that it's more than 25 years, we've got functional use out of it, amortization and whatever, we wouldn't get anything between 10 and 25, 30%, but less than 10 years, it would be at market value.
Thank you, Ray. We will hear more at the hearing, and that'll be on July 30th, 2012, provided this passes. Are there any other questions? Hearing none, I will call for the vote. All in favor of the notice agenda, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carried.
Mr. Chair, I move to approve the consent agenda, items 2 through 6, resolution number 12237 through 12241.
Second.
Motion been made and seconded to approve the consent agenda. Will the clerk please read those items in the record, please?
Item 2, resolution number 12-237, approval of warrants for payment. Item 3, resolution number 12-238, approving a second supplement to the funding agreement with Office of Financial Management. Item 4, resolution number 12-239, authorizing a contract with California Council of Governments for cost for transportation planning. Item 5, resolution number 12-240, bid award for the Coons Road widening project. Item 6, resolution number 12-241, agreement with the USDA Forest Service for noxious weed management.
Item 2, resolution 12237 approves 257 warrants issued by the auditor's office totaling $915,023.30.
Bob Johnson, Director of Community Development, speaking to item number 3, resolution number 12-238. This is in the manner of approval of a second supplement to a funding agreement with the Office of Financial Management and Lewis County for funds in support of the Flood Authority. Lewis County acts as the fiscal agent for the Flood Authority. Any contracts and agreements come through Lewis County. Lewis County has an existing supplement to the original number K937 funding agreement with OFM, which provides the funding. And I just got, which I've asked to carry the final contract this morning, but also a letter from Vicki Raines requesting approval of this agreement. But the original amount of money in K937 was $1.32 million. It was supplemented with some additional money for additional studies and for some money to do an audit that was done by the state auditor. This supplements that first original agreement and the second agreement, but it also adds some additional money. The second supplement was for 1.3266, I think. This agreement is for 1,300,000. 1.328 million.
364.
Oh, no, read the new agreement. I just gave it to Carrie. The proof is in the pudding there. I think they added some money for jobs money to it, so it's now 1,300,000.
The original settlement was 44,000 because there was 40,000 for
Yeah, those
CSE and 4,000 for the audit.
Yeah, this second supplement adds some additional money to it. I think if Commissioner 1,380. Okay, my mind is
There you go. Okay.
just got back from vacation and my brain is addled as usual. Thank you. I'll take any excuse I can get. Anyhow, this agreement has been vetted. The executive committee has reviewed this. Jim Kramer worked out this contract with the Office of Financial Management I presented to Carrie a letter recommending that the board adopt this from the flood authority signed by Vicki Raines. This will in fact fund the flood authority through June 30 of 2013.
And actually, the agreement that we had, with the supplement, K-937, ended on the 30th of June. And so this is for the remainder of the biennium. There is, except for the small amount that has been added, there's not any additional. This is really distributing what funds were left over unexpended from the previous contract. And then that I'm not sure where the additional money is going, Bob, but I had $40,000 for hydraulic modeling for WFC, $20,000 for West for the early warning system because they still have one gauge to install and some calibrating and testing that they have to do, and some new illumination maps. And then there was $5,000 set aside for study of bridge bypasses as a holder, $174,000 for program facilitation, and that's predominantly for Jim Kramer as a facilitator in SPGH providing services, and $36,000 for Lewis County staff support.
And the final contract was sent emailed to me this morning from Scott Hatcher, so there's 2 copies that need to be signed. It is, I'll note, a strike through an underlying version, which is unusual in that those contracts usually don't have that format to them, but the OFM requested that the changes be in the actual contract.
And that's what the reason for that is because of the requirement to do the objective analysis of the project, and since we had already accomplished some things in the first part of the biennium, they want to make sure they're still in the contract.
I have no problem with it, but Carter had no problem with it either, so.
Okay, and we still have the work agreements to do with Kramer, SPGH, and
Those will be coming back to you. I have the draft contracts that were sitting in my inbox this morning. It's all working on those contracts and get those to Carrie by Wednesday with the intent of acting on those perhaps next week or maybe the week after.
okay.
Rod Lakey, Lewis County Public Works. Resolution number 12-239, authorization of contract with Caltech and Council of Governments. This contract between Caltech and Council of Governments and Lewis County is provided to support our transportation planner for the 2012-13 state fiscal year. The planner will support Lewis County and the Lewis County Transportation Coalition in developing comprehensive transportation solutions and to assist in prioritizing and programming transportation infrastructure within the county and developing regional infrastructure improvements. This work will support delivery of products and outcomes as defined in the Lewis County Transportation Strategy Council charter, including travel demand forecasting, traffic modeling of the regional, county, and local city roadway systems. The purpose of this work is to develop a long-range regional transportation improvements to meet future land use and growth to an acceptable level of service within the county. This contract is for a one-year term from July 1st, 2012 through June 30th, 2013, and the maximum amount is $25,000. So essentially this funds our transportation planner about half of their time, and that's my control.
Okay, just a couple of points. Now, the Transportation Coalition was a group that existed about 5 years ago, and it morphed into the Transportation Strategy Council at the request of the Southwest Washington Regional Transportation Planning Organization. Cowlitz-Wacoyoc Council of Government acts as the fiscal agent for the Southwest RTPO. And the reason why we have the contract with them instead of the RTPO. but generally speaking, funding from both state and federal comes from the state government, DOT, to the RTPO, and then to the county. And through the Transportation Strategy Council, we work with the 9 cities and the county to prioritize projects that get that money. And Mike Crow's job is to work with the Strategy Council in that area, plus to help the RTPO, who makes the overall transportation plan, I think every other year or so, that has to be approved. And this payment is to pay for his efforts in that planning as well as local planning.
Next item, the resolution 12-240, the bid award for Queens Road. This contract provides for the improvement of 1.71 miles of Queens Road to Lewis County by widening and reconstructing the roadway, surfacing base course, top course, planing, which says planing on my sheet, but hot mix asphalt overlays, shoulder finishing, placing pavement markers, installing flexible guide posts, traffic control, constructing culverts, placing guardrail, and other work as directed by the county engineer. A call for bids was made on June 18, 2012. The project was advertised for 3 consecutive weeks in the East County Journal and the Seattle and Portland Journals of Commerce. The project was also listed on our website. We received 3 responsive bids on July 10th. Sterling Green Crushing Incorporated provided the lowest responsive bid of $2,893,173.92. Our estimate was $2,599,523 even. The lowest responsive bid is above the engineer's estimate by 11.3%, but due to the current bidding climate and an average of 5% annual construction cost increase due to inflation, Public Works recommends award to Sterling Green. And additionally, WashDOT local program staff members have reviewed the contractor bids and DBE submittals and concur with the award to Sterling Green Construction. There was an 8% DBE goal on this project. So this resolution would award to Sterling Green to start construction August 6th.
Okay, and I'd point out that even though this is over our estimate, state law allows us to go up to 20% above estimate.
25 until we have to get approval from WashDOT prior to.
So, but it still requires our approval.
Yes.
Yeah. And I understand the planing thing. Unfortunately, the word dictionary doesn't cover planing. And so it corrected it automatically. I had to go in and put it in the dictionary so I could get it spelled right.
Good morning, Bill Wongton with the Lewis County Weed Board, speaking on behalf of resolution number 12-241. This is a modification to an agreement we have with the Forest Service. Modification number 7 amends Forest Service Agreement NFS 07PA 11060-300-037, and it extends the performance period through October 31, 2014. This is an agreement that is the basis for the work that we do with the Cowles Valley Ranger District. Funding that comes from the Secure Rural Schools gets funneled into this agreement.
And this is no new money. It's merely extending the time period which expired on 27th June.
That's right. We've been working with the Forest Service to get this updated, but I will be back soon with a new agreement and some new funding that was approved by the RAC last year.
Okay, and what we predominantly working with knotweed.
Actually, the Forest Service, it's a variety of different weeds. Knotweed, Scotch broom, not so much of the knotweed on the National Forest. I prefer if you could manage the noxious weeds, I prefer you get rid of them. Yes. We're doing that. Thank you. Are there any other comments on the consent agenda? Hearing none, I'll call for the vote on the agenda, on the consent agenda. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carried.
Chairman, seeing no further business before us, I move that we adjourn.
I second that.
Motion made and seconded to adjourn. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay.